Hi guys, today I'm going to do a video review on this, the Lenovo Miix 3 10.1 inch. First things first, it's a 10.1 inch display, resolution is 1200 by 1920. Storage is 32 gigabytes, RAM 2 gigabyte, front facing camera is 2 megapixels. It already comes with Windows 8.1, upgradable to Windows 10, but we'll get back to that in just a few minutes. Obviously primarily it's supposed to be used in landscape mode, but obviously it does have a sensor to rotate it to portrait if need be. The micro SD slot, and it's a micro SD. Focus, there we go, which is just there. Pop that out and then you can put your card in. Micro HDMI, obviously that's your micro USB charge port, and obviously your headphone sockets. At the bottom is the accessory port for accessories and the attachable keyboard. The top, if you can see that, is the microphone, which is just basically there. Also there's a speaker there as well. It's just there. And obviously there, power, unlock and turn off, and your volume rocker. Back. What else we got with this? Obviously the standard cable, stuff like that. It's Bluetooth version 4, Wi-Fi BGN, headphone socket, which I showed you there. Sensors is just typical gyroscope, accelerometer, or whatever you call it. Yeah, probably got that wrong. Weight wise, it's not too bad. Can't really sure about the weight, what actual weight it is. I'll have to pop that up when I find out. Oh wait a minute, it's 374.50 grams. So it is a bit, it is weighty, but before I get into this, I just wanted to talk about this, if I may, just for a second or two. Originally, this come with a folio case that you folded round and it would be the stand, but I think after so many months it started including the actual hard keyboard, if you will. Now, no disrespect to Lenovo or whatever, but I absolutely hate this. It's just, I heard a few, when I was reviewing the actual tablet, I'd heard quite a few horror stories about this keyboard, but obviously I thought, well, you know, different experiences for different people. Well, obviously there were, 100%. It's horrible, if I may say that. Mainly this trackpad. It's just got a mind of its own. I mean, especially if you're right clicking. If you want to go to a file and you right click, it's got a tendency to open it. You've got to get it right in the corner, but you've got to hit it just right in order to open up the right click menu. And it is so frustrating because you're trying to open apps, or sorry, you're trying to go into the properties or right clicking for the right click menu, and it just keeps opening up, and before you know it, you've opened up so many applications, or the same application should I say. It's very, very frustrating. I do use the tablet docked onto this. Mainly it's just, well, it's there, so I might as well use it. obviously you can have it on both sides, like facing it as a laptop mode or a stand mode facing the other way. But I mean, typing isn't too bad. I have found that sometimes it's hit and miss. You know, you're typing and you look and you've missed out a whole word or even a few sentences. Obviously, you know, it's supposed to be really spaced, but to be honest, you know, I mean, I didn't really hit any other keys while I was typing. It was just mainly that, you know, sometimes it fails to register. Now, obviously, the actual tablet is on properly because obviously it makes the noise when it attaches to the tablet. You know, the standard Windows sound it makes when you add hardware. Yeah, I mean, I have been really annoyed about this keyboard. I mean, good things obviously is it protects the screen of the tablet when it's closed. You know, so when it's closed, just like let it go, so it's protected. But you know, I'd probably if it wasn't for the USBs on the two USBs on the side, which is just there we go there. Obviously, one that's this side, and then one on that side. They are quite stiff as well, which I suppose is a good thing or a bad thing. It just depends on who you are and who you talk to. But yeah, I mean, it's not that good, to be honest. I don't like it. I really don't like it. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? Let me just log back into this tablet. So I've just got photo ID on the tablet so it can show me my face. Yeah. So keyboard, don't like it at all. But I won't say any more on that. The tablet itself, well, sorry about that dog bark in the background. Bloody neighbours. Yeah, so keyboard, don't like it. Tablet itself is it's actually quite good. I've used it now for a couple of weeks now. Great. I've had no issues concerning the tablet. I mean, I don't know. It could just be me. I'm a bit nitty picky, but let me just raise this up a second because there's obviously quite a few other people out there that are probably the same as me, but I don't know. Let me just try and focus this in because along the bezel itself, the spaces. I'm trying to. Oh yeah, can you see that? The spaces. Now it goes all the way around, obviously. Now it just gets covered. It just fills with dust and day-to-day crap basically. I'm forever wiping it, and I mean, to be honest, it does feel a bit cheap and plasticky. Now, this is no way disrespecting the tablet itself. I just feel that it could have been a bit, they could have used a bit better materials or whatever. I don't know. I'm not an expert, but it's just every time. I mean, even if you just laid it on the table, you come back to it. There's bits on the side. I've got to get my fine brush and clean it around. I mean, it's not a major issue. I wouldn't even call it an issue as such. It's more of annoyance. But yeah, there is obviously other people out there that probably feel the same way as I do. I'm just pernickety like that, I suppose. So yeah, it's just an issue, not really, but anyway. Screen, I'm very happy with the screen. It's really good. I've got no complaints about that whatsoever. Color reproduction, well, the way I think is really good. It's actually, well, the resolution is a lot better than my laptop. I mean, my laptop's, you know, not that good, to be honest. But I've had no complaints of it. It's Windows 8.1. Now, when obviously out of the box, I all updated it, this, that, and the next thing. And I'd did all the updates, and then I obviously downloaded Windows 10. I installed Windows 10. Now, bearing in mind, now I don't know if a lot of people know this or not, but it's obviously it downloads in the background very quietly. So obviously once you've if you've reserved your place or not, obviously it will download if it's qualifying computer that's running Windows 7, 8 or 8.1. But it downloads into a folder very quietly, but it's hidden. So unless you've got show hidden files, you probably won't see it. Now with this, because it was 32 gig, but obviously a lot of the memory is used on programs and stuff, when I'd actually finished, I mean, as you can see there, 8.71 gig. Now, after the Windows 10 downloaded and installed, I was only left with 7.1 gigabytes, something like that. It was about 7 something anyway. And well, let's just say I didn't have a good experience with it. It was choppy, it was stuttery, it took ages to load up. When I load up, I mean like when it finally started to initialize and stuff like that. It was just a nightmare. Now I did obviously back up the reload partition prior to me installing Windows 10, but I had issues there. Obviously because it's a flash drive that you back up the partition to. Obviously when it's docked into the keyboard, that's when you can use the USBs. Now I did that. I tried to boot from the recovery partition. Obviously Windows 10, it wipes your partition. Now there is on this particular tablet, there is a warning that you cannot go back to the original Windows operating system that we had on. Now I don't know if that's the same with other tablets, I don't know, but with this one it did tell me that I can't go back. So anyway, after trial and error, I managed to get it back to Windows. I managed to revert it back to Windows 8.1, but from the Windows 10 menu. But pretty much most of my programs I had to basically reinstall them, and some of them just wouldn't reinstall. So I ended up having to do a reload, which was a ball ache in itself. Eventually I managed to get back to what you see now. Now this is literally, I only installed a couple more programs, but this is literally how it restored. Well, I would put Windows 8 back on. So I mean, you do get Lenovo's apps, that's obviously pre-installed. But it just put me off the whole experience to put Windows 10 on. I mean, obviously this can run it, but it was a lot of hassle and a lot of process just to be, I mean, I've already got it on the PC, so I don't really need it on the tablet. So that's enough on that. Sound from this little speaker. See that or not? It's just there. I'm actually using my Z1 to record this because the camcorder is on charge. Basically the speaker's just there. Now I'm very surprised at the sound of this speaker. I initially thought, well, it's not going to be that loud. However, I was wrong. Now let me just quickly play a song, just quickly. Just quickly. You know what? Okay, let me just. Well, that's quite loud. You know what I mean? Very loud. Just close that down. I was actually quite surprised. Now watching videos is great. As I mentioned, the screen is beautiful. But it's actually quite a pleasant. I mean, I obviously watch a lot of videos on the laptop or my Android tablet. Now, obviously, it being a Samsung tablet, it's got the two speakers either side. So, I mean, I would say that this probably competes with those two speakers. It's really quite good. I mean, obviously, it's not loud, but it's a decent size to fill a room. Watching videos is great. I mean, YouTube videos, movies, whatever. Screen, again, perfect. Sound, good. I mean, I'm not struggling to hear anything. Obviously, Skype calls, anything that involves sound coming out of that speaker is great. I've got no issues with that whatsoever. Battery life, well, obviously it depends on how hard you use this device and display. If you've got the brightness up. Now I normally have the brightness quite low. I've only got it up so you can see it through the camera. I'd say I'd get maybe a day. I mean, I don't use it all day. I've been obviously using it the first week. I was using it non-stop and I was charging it every day. I mean, they say it's 7 hours, but whether you get 7 hours, it depends if if you got Wi-Fi off, if you're just using it for movies, stuff like that. I can't really comment other than my experience of it with the battery. I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, obviously it's going to use a bit more because especially if it's almost dropped it there. Especially if it's connected to this. I mean, obviously it will use a bit more power because obviously it's powering them. I mean, to be honest, I don't really use them as much because I just use Dropbox or other cloud storage things. So it was just mainly to put other apps that are like for CCTV, whatever, that I've only got the disc for. I can't download the actual software. So yeah. The front-facing camera, well, it's 2 megapixels. It's great for video chats. Taking pictures, not so much. Speed, I do like, it's responsive. I've not had no crashing on it. Obviously, it's a Pentium processor in it, so that speaks for itself. Move this. It's quad core, obviously. I believe it is. Yes, it's a Pentium. I'm just double checking that. Well, I know it's a Pentium, but yes, Pentium quad core. I'll pop it up somewhere. Cause I can't remember what the actual specs of that was. But yeah, I mean, I don't really play games on tablets and stuff like that, so I can't really comment on gaming performance with it. But I've had no issues. I mean, obviously I do prefer, to be honest. It's just easier to have Windows on a tablet. So I mean, if you've got your computer up your stairs, or I mean, this boots up very, very quickly. Obviously, because it's been flash memory. I mean, obviously, with it having a card slot on it, micro SD, obviously it does add more storage to it. But I would have liked if they added a bit more storage to it, or even just like a bit more storage. I mean, or if like when you insert an SD card into it, it would if you're playing your videos or photos using like Windows, like the video app or whatever from Microsoft, if like it would work through your folders, like if you put pictures and your videos from the actual device onto the SD card, it would find them on the SD card, because obviously that would save you a lot of space as well, because you're not hammering the space with photos and videos on the device. So that would have been a nice. I mean, there probably is a way of doing it. I don't know, but I mean, I know with when you take a picture on the front-facing camera, because I've moved the cam roll folder onto the actual SD card, it does save it into the SD card cam roll folder, which is great. But when you're opening up an app for the pictures, it doesn't show the pictures on this card. I mean, so it's a bit of a nuisance. I've had no issues with Wi-Fi. I did have times where the Wi-Fi kept just turning off, but I've updated the driver and I've had no issues with that whatsoever now. The whole experience really is quite other than the Windows 10 episode. I've had no issues with it whatsoever. I really do like this tablet. The weight, I mean, it could be an issue if you make it an issue. But to be honest, if you're just, picking the app to watch, to check some emails, no issues. And obviously you've always got the opportunity. Let me just bring this dreaded. Oh, it's went onto Skype. Don't know why it's done that. So obviously you have got the opportunity to put it on the keyboard, as you can see there. I don't know why it's wanting to do that. So, and obviously the functions, blah blah blah, and obviously you have, there's that obviously word again, sorry about that. You have the keys, the up and down keys. Obviously if you put FN, you've got the display brightness up and down, the volume, and obviously secondary keys. One thing is that obviously you've got to press F1 and F5 to refresh anything, page, desktop, whatever. And with the normal keyboard, you just press F5. But Lenovo has included some nice little apps. You got Lenovo Companion, which tells you all about your warranty, accessories, and obviously other exclusive information. The Film On television app, the Lenovo support. Now that it's just essentially it's essentially just the same as the Companion. I think what it basically says is it's just merged with it. So Lenovo updates, Lenovo Messenger, which just sends information from Lenovo. Lenovo Veriface is what I'm actually using to log into the tablet. Obviously it just looks at your face, and providing that you've logged in with your user account, your Microsoft account, and it basically records your face, and every time it tries to find it a different environment, different lighting or whatever, you just put your password in and it saves that image, and obviously you're good to go. So that's always good, quicker than putting a password in. You do get a trial of Nitro Pro 9 PDF viewer, which is good, and you also get 1 year of Microsoft Office 360, so that's even better. They will tell you near enough the time if you want to either cancel it or carry it on. I believe it's $7.99 a month, so That's always good. Well, I think that pretty much sums it up. If I forgot anything, you can always pop in a question. Overall, it's a great tablet. The added keyboard, not so much, but it comes in handy to protect your screen. Tablet itself, great tablet. If you're going to upgrade it to Windows 10, just be on the side of caution. You could run into some issues, but make sure you back up the recovery partition. Alright guys, that's it. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.